Hi, my fellow YouTube guitarists out there. If you're anything like me, someone has just given you a guitar not that long ago, and you had no idea what to do, so you went to YouTube. Well, that's a great idea, because there's a lot of helpful information out there. So, what I wanted to do is mainly test out my webcam, but in doing so, I'm going to try to help you guys out a little bit from one beginner to another with one of the hardest things to get started with is strumming. So, by no means have I arrived, but I've made some progress, and so I wanted to pass on a few things to help get you guys started if it's something you're struggling with. So, whenever I see somebody playing a tune on YouTube and they give you the chords, they play it real nice and it sounds great, and you have no idea how to strum. You can play the chords, but the strumming just doesn't work. So what I'm going to try to do is help you get started and teach you maybe 4 or 5 strumming patterns that are fairly simple that you can use for many, many songs. They work pretty well. So with that, let's get started. What I'm actually going to do, I'm also going to teach you 4 very basic chords that with these chords you can play dozens of songs with just these 4 chords and maybe some minor variations on them. Yeah, so let's get started with just a couple of very basic, simple chords. So we're going to start out with first, it's a G no 3. I mean, some people just call it a G chord, and that's fine. So you're going to go your low E string, okay, E, A, D, G, B, E. Low E string on the 3rd fret with your middle finger, okay? That's a G note. So that's going to be the base of your G chord. So to play the G no 3, you actually take these 2 fingers, put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the bottom string, your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string, and your index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Okay? And then when you strum the strings down, they should ring out nice and smooth. If you get any kind of tinny stuff, get your fingers sorted out to where you can play. And just keep practicing that. The muscle memory will come, and you'll be able to just play them without thinking about it. Okay. Next chord is a C2, which is a very easy change from this G no 3. You take these 2 fingers, move them down 1 string each. So now you've got your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and your index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and your bottom 2 fingers stay put. Okay, and that's a C2. And what I'm actually doing that you can practice this is with the middle finger. When it's on the 3rd fret here, I'm actually pushing up a little bit, so I mute out that top E string so it doesn't play in the C. So you got your G no 3, change to a C, C2. Okay, so 2 chords already down. The next one is also a minor variation of this. It's an E minor 7. Basically, you take these 2 fingers, okay, and you put them on the 2nd fret of the A and the D string. So you got to kind of fit them both in there, and there. And this time you play this E because it's an E chord, E minor 7. And it rings out like that. Now, the actual E minor is you just lift these 2 fingers off. So you're just playing these 2 frets, all 6. So I'm actually going to teach you 5 chords in. All right, because the next one is a D. Okay, so the D is a little different than those, but it's used so often you need to know it. So you're going to take your ring finger, and you're going to put it on the 3rd fret of your 2nd string. Okay, then you're going to take your middle finger and put it on the 2nd fret of your bottom string, and your index finger and put it on the 2nd fret of your 3rd string. Okay. And then for this one, you're technically only going to play the bottom 4 strings. The trick is to get this ring finger in between the notes where you're not bumping the strings next to it. Technically, because your bass is the D, open D string there, you play those 4. However, if you hit the A, the 5th string, it works in there as well because it's part of the chord. There's already an A note in that chord, so it sounds okay. But if you hit that E, it doesn't sound so good. So some people actually take their thumb and kind of mute out that E string, and play it that way. Okay, so you got your G No 3, your C2, your E minor 7 or E minor, and your D. With those 4 chords, you can play a lot of songs. All right, so on to a little bit of strumming. So the first thing to start out with is your pick selection and how you hold it. I kind of hold my pick just between my thumb and index finger like that. Okay. And what was really hard for me at first was the upstroke, because I started out with like a heavier pick. So I went to this real light, very flexible, thin pick, and that seemed to help. A lot of people don't like them for various reasons, but you find what you like and you find what works. This works for me. And it really helped me be a little lighter on that upstroke, which is the one that you really want to, when you're first starting out, hit heavy. So try a thinner pick if that's giving you trouble. And then it's all about the rhythm. So you just start out with most songs are played in 4/4 time, so a 4 count is a good place to start. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you're practicing, you can just mute out all the strings, so you just get the strum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just practice that and go through your chords. Okay, so these are called chord progressions, where you start, just do 1, 2, 3, 4 on G, go to C2, 2, 3, 4, maybe a D, E minor 7, G, E minor. And so practice that, okay? Practice going through those chords. Then, once you've got down this 1, 2, 3, 4, you can start adding some upstrokes, okay? When I do an upstroke or a downstroke, I'm kind of angling my pick, pointed up a little bit as I'm going down. Well, then you just kind of tip it the other way coming up, so it's very light, okay? So it's almost like this kind of a, I don't know if you can see that real well, but this kind of a motion. Okay, so try that. And then you can just add them, we count them on the and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you can start with the 1, 2, 3, 4 and just throw an upbeat in there. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just keep messing around with it and adding them in different places, such as 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and, or 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and just keep practicing all different variations of that, changing chords. And that'll get you a real good start. Now, real quick, I just want to teach you a couple of very basic strumming patterns that are 4 beats, and they go really well with a lot of different songs. So one is down. Let me mute them out. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay, and you repeat that. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Up, down, down, up. And so that's actually a 4 count because it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and. In my last few seconds here before my video runs out, one more that I really like is down, miss, down, down, up. Okay, I hope that's helpful. There will be more videos coming later.